So many people I talk to describe having the same problem. You just finished a long day at work, yet despite everything, you somehow feel further behind than when you started. And you know it's not because you didn't do anything. It's that you're not sure if you did the right things. A lot of productivity advice focuses on discipline or willpower, like it's just a matter of bulldozing through as many tasks in a day as you can. But from what I've seen, and actually what research supports, discipline isn't what's preventing you from feeling that satisfaction of a productive day. The real issue is a lack of clarity. You see, most systems we rely on simply weren't built for the reality we're working in today. When I realized that, I just knew this was something I wanted to explore more. My name is Alex, and I've spent years working as an IT project manager. I've been personally wrestling with task management since around 2010. Not just managing my own work, but juggling multiple projects and teams at the same time, each with their own workflows and expectations. Over time, I noticed something. People weren't struggling because they were unorganized or unmotivated. They were struggling because the tools and methods they relied on didn't match the complexity of the work in front of them, and they were left navigating their work without a compass. I found myself thinking, why is this so hard? Why is this sense of clarity so elusive? And maybe more importantly, what would it take to feel generally in control? I think we all sense that work doesn't feel anything like it did 20 years ago. But the problem is, our systems still do. We deal with far more inputs from things like emails, Slack, and Teams, a constant inflow of new things that need to get done, and a constantly shifting set of roles and responsibilities. And the tools that were supposed to centralize everything, things like Jira, Trello, Microsoft Project, Confluence, they often make things even more fragmented. So we don't even have a single source of truth. So if your task list is becoming a place where tasks go to die, and if you regularly end days without a sense of progress, you may already know exactly what I'm talking about. But seeing that there was a problem wasn't enough for me. I wanted to understand why. Why does it exist? And what does the science have to say about it? And that curiosity pulled me deeper into studying productivity as a cognitive and behavioral problem. I started looking at how our brains process incoming tasks, how we make decisions about what we work on, and why we avoid certain kinds of work, even when we know it matters. I explored existing systems like Getting Things Done and Para, and I spent a lot of time reading research on attention, decision-making, and the effects of cognitive load. The more I learned, the clearer one idea became. Most productivity advice is about organizing information. Very little of it is about processing that information and creating clarity. And clarity, that sense of what to do next with confidence, is the real bottleneck for most of us. So this channel is my attempt to approach productivity differently. Not as hacks, not as strict rules, and not as a way to squeeze blood from a stone, but as a way to reduce that mental friction we carry into each day. Here, I look at research to understand why systems fail, and I explore how humans actually think and behave under pressure. And I will try to develop principles and methodology that supports clarity instead of chaos. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. If you feel overwhelmed, behind, or constantly pulled in different directions, you are certainly not alone, and you're not the problem. The systems we've been given simply weren't designed for the complexity of modern work. In the next video, we're going to take a closer look at that. Why do modern productivity systems break down? And why don't they create clarity? And what might a system look like if it was going to support the way we actually work? So if these questions resonate with you, I'd love you to join me for part 2. If you've made it this far, then thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.